Hey guys, thanks again for being part of my mailing list. Please go and follow all my other social media pages. If you click the links, the little icons are all links at the bottom of each email. Please follow there and just check out what I'm doing on each different channel. I'll be releasing different things on each channel just to kind of keep them separate. And please forward these emails to anyone you think might be interested in what I'm doing musically, or private online lessons that I teach, or just the free guitar content, anything like that. Just feel free to forward these along. The more subscribers, the better, of course. So let's get into this. Drop 2 voicings. These are chord inversions. So in this case, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing 7th chords, and we're going to be sticking on the same strings and doing all of the different inversions. The way this works is we will have our first voicing here, just a normal C major 7. I've got some delay and reverb, touch a little chorus on there just for some sauce. But we have a root, 5th, 7th, and 3rd here. So what happens is each note moves up to the next arpeggio tone. So the root on the same string will move up to the 3rd of the chord. The 5th, which is what my 3rd finger is on right now, will move up to the 7th of the chord on the same string. Middle finger is on the 7th currently, and on the next voicing it will move up to the root. And then my pinky is on the 3rd of the chord, and that, staying on the same B string, will move up to the 5th of the chord. Of course, the fingering will be different as well. Check out the handouts for all the different voicings of these 7ths and the fingering as well. I'm not going to go through and play all of them on this video. So, just an example, here's a C major 7 in root position. Very pretty chord, very nice chord. And then here is the first inversion of that, which is a very stretchy chord. Right, I have to go between 5 and 9 with these two guys. But you get that cool half step in there, which just sounds gross on its own. Context of the chord sounds wonderful. And remember, context can mean a lot of different things for intervals, but we'll get into that later. So the next one is a 2nd inversion, and the last one is a 3rd inversion. Okay, that one kind of sounds pretty up in the high end, but usually having a 7th in the bass, it can go either way as far as whether it sounds that great or not. So I use each one based on how it sounds to my ear in the context of whatever song I'm playing. So keep in mind, some of the cool stuff about these is that if someone is playing a regular 7th chord position, like a root position C, like I played in the beginning, and you're going to follow them, you're going to play with them, but you don't want to just do the exact same things. You don't just want to stick to exactly the same chord shapes that they're doing. You could do a drop 2 voicing, like 1 or 2 voicings higher, while they played this, and you'll actually be harmonizing with them, and that can sound really, really cool. So you can pick through the chord while they strum. You could both do the exact same strumming pattern. You could both pick through it and create these really cool chordal harmonies. But the really fun way to mess with that. As far as soloing, there's a lot of different ways I like to use these to solo, but one of them is just to come up with interesting arpeggio patterns I probably wouldn't have done before. So for instance, like any chord shape is an arpeggio waiting to happen. You just play the notes individually. You played an arpeggio, you could solo with it. But in this case, I would do lines that I wouldn't normally think of. Like in this first inversion one, if I go back into this position here, I don't know if I would have thought of that had I not looked through and studied these and gone, how could I use this to solo with? Because my brain's always trying to think that way too. It's not only how could I use these in writing, but how could I use them in writing my own leads or improvisation, anything like that. The other benefit is when you know enough of these and you get familiar enough with these shapes, you can actually then start connecting chords. So if I'm here and I want to go like 1 to 5, back to 1, something like that, I can then, and I'm on 5 now, so I can go, maybe add a passing tone in the middle there, but I'm using that first inversion, which sounds really cool with that minor 2nd. And now I'm on the inversion of the 5 chord right there, but I'm just envisioning where those things are on the fretboard, and it allows me to really kind of move around, throughout the fretboard in ways I might not have thought of or connected before. So it can be really cool and helpful. So go download the PDF, that's also in the email, and practice these voicings. There's a bunch of them, and you can practice soloing through them. You could try sweeping them, alternate picking your way through them, string skipping. That can be really cool. Put some cool effects on to get just different sounds and interesting things going on. Like I have this very spacey one I really like to play these with. So this has all sorts of effects on it to get a very swelling, it just carries. And so I like to put these behind even metal riffs. And I'll take whatever metal riff is implying a particular chord, and then I'll drop 2 voicings in different inversions behind it with kind of interesting ambient effects and like really heavy delays and a little bit of compression to kind of bring down the peaks and bring out the lows in there. And I like to just mess with that and add some textures to the back of my recordings. But try these out. Let me know what you guys think. Email me. Let me know some content you might want to see. I'm always looking for that kind of stuff, looking for feedback. I love hearing from you guys, so let me know.